What's the name of our dice room today?
I don't know. Does it have a name? It just says Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. I think we got it here. A little camera adjustment. Hold on. There. Ooh. There we go. Hello gamers, welcome to Save vs. Reality. We play 1st edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons in all of its frustrating, nostalgic, deadly glory with our inclusive and interactive Twitch campaign. My name is Dead Rabbit Girl and I'll be your DM and host. Together with your group and player community, you'll discuss what you discover in the world, you'll uncover the map, unravel the mysteries I've set out for you, and ultimately enjoy a grand adventure together in a way that I think would make Gygax proud. Finally, as part of what we call the Divine Chorus, you viewers who would rather not play can still affect the gameplay just by watching us live here on Twitch by tipping, subscribing, hosting, and rating, or just watching. You can issue commands to influence gameplay, force a reroll, nullify a death blow, call for a miracle. All of these abilities and more will be available to you. We have our loyalty system set up now, and we've got a few commands plugged in, but you can see right in the panels below that you are already gaining favor. So the longer you watch, the more favor you'll get, the more you'll be able to influence the game as we go on. Okay, so hopefully you find all of that interesting. Sign up on our Discord, which is also in the panels below, and you can find out how you can get involved. You could even play with us here. That's what we're all about. We want you to get involved. We want you to be interactive with us. Stay tuned on Twitter at SVRDND or using the hashtag SVR. Today we are having our second episode. Today we're calling our episode Into the Woods. Little recap for those of you who didn't tune into the first one. Our first group of players, the first ones that signed up, had got started. They were magically transported from different parts of the Forgotten Realms, Faerun, and put together in a boat. And none of them know how they got there yet. None of them know where they are. They came upon a mysteriously abandoned city, which they explored. They accidentally rang the church bell, which drew the attention of a giant red dragon, who they managed to hide from. But they came across a very strange elf who demanded that they pay money to the elf's lord, whoever that is. They don't know what's going on, but the campaign sort of ended with them investigating some strange screaming coming from the nearby forest. So today with Into the Woods, our players are going to go into the woods and find out what this screaming's all about. So hopefully you'll stick around and join us and see what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our adventure panel here. And we can see some of our players. So as you can see, we've got 3 players today. I'm just going to go ahead and unmute them. Hold on. Okay, and boop. There we go. So they should be all unmuted now. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so as you can see, we've got 3 players today. We've got Hildegard, who's playing a fighter. We've got Wally, who's playing a cleric. And we've got Fury, who is playing a fighter thief, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's have a look here. Where are we going? So the last we started, do any of you 3 have any questions before we get started based on the last game day?
First of all, I'm getting 2 voices going on here.
You're getting 2 voices from me?
Yeah.
You've probably got the Twitch sound still on then. Is that true?
Okay, I've got it off now.
You can always just mute the tab for Twitch if you're listening to me on Twitch while also listening to me on the Discord, so... Alright, so let's get started. So last time we also had a 4th player who was Gunnimo, and I believe he's probably watching today. However, he's unable to play. So we're going to continue on without him this time, and hopefully we'll get him back in for the next game. So we're going to kind of start over back in the town. You had gathered your supplies, and when you all went off to gather your supplies to come back, you found out that Archibald was nowhere to be seen. And you waited, but you discovered that if you wait much longer, these people in the woods might be in danger, and maybe he went ahead, perhaps. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. I just remembered I need some paper, because what is a game without paper? So, hold on. All right. Because, I mean, if there's trouble, probably gonna have to keep track of some hit points, maybe. All right. So, as you get to the edge of the forest, there's no Archibald to be seen. And the fog, like everywhere else that you've seen, is dense, and it traps the sound, and any sound that you make sounds distorted coming through it. Let me just pop this off here and go to there. Switch to a night forest scene. There we go. Switch the sound. Okay. All right. So you're at the edge of the forest, looking in. You're not hearing anything, but this is definitely where you saw it. Fury, you heard the sound coming basically what you think is just straight ahead, like straight in down the rutted cart path that you saw leading into the forest. It's really hard to tell any distance or direction with this fog. It's just, it's very confusing.
And my vision is not helping.
Can you speak up a little bit or turn up your mic?
I can't turn up my mic.
What did you say, Fury?
I said it doesn't help with the vision I have.
If there was something in there, living, you might be
Yeah.
able to see it because you do have infravision, but
Yeah, exactly.
there's
Oh,
nothing
yes.
right now. You see nothing.
Okay. Well, I guess I turn to Raymond. Hear if she has any idea what to do now, because we both heard it. The woman who screamed or whatever it was.
I have no idea. I'm just, I think I'll take your lead on this one. You've probably got a better idea of where things are than I do. But I'll be...
Our things? Well, we did gather our things, and we're going into the forest now, right?
That's correct. As far as
Okay.
that's what you guys wanted to do, and that's why we're here, yes.
Okay.
But I mean, in terms of marching order and everything, I still have to hear that from you, so...
I would imagine Hildegard and myself are following Fury since she's been here and we haven't.
Well, I haven't been that far in. I was looking for shrooms and stuff, and then we just got out of there yesterday.
Well, I can take the lead. I don't mind. You can just direct me where you hear things, where you see.
Alright, I've turned up your sounds a little bit. Hopefully people can hear you a little bit better.
Well, I didn't say anything.
There you go. No,
I didn't say
it's
anything.
just... I think I had the sound set a little low, but hopefully that's a little bit better for people.
Okay. Well, just give me a time to focus my senses. Okay, we can't really see anything, and as far as I'm aware, nothing is fairly close to us. I don't see anything as much as I can see in this fog. I don't really have a bad feeling.
Well,
think.
If
I
we're not
think-
sure, we can always just go forward.
Yeah, I was about to say let's just go forward and then have our senses heightened to feel and listen. Just move in a constant pace, like so we can be aware if there's any traps also or anything, since it's not that easy to see in this fog. Just be vigilant, but still move forward.
Mm-hmm. So is there any skills you want to employ there, Fury, as you head into the woods, scouting ahead?
I actually think that I would like to look for traps.
Sure.
Since it's not easy to see and we know that somebody has been here.
No problem. So go ahead and make your search for traps. As you'll see, I've updated it on your character sheet there.
Oh no, I don't see. I don't see.
No?
No.
It's on the
Head-
second page.
Um,
There's a little chart with all your thief abilities.
yeah, one sec. It's because my my internet was really bad.
It's
so I
just
had
about
to
to
turn off
cycle on
the
the
Twitch.
screen here.
Yeah, I can't see that.
There it is.
I can't see it. I don't have it.
Looks
turned
like
on.
25%.
One
Find
sec.
traps.
Okay, here we go.
So, roll a percentile.
Percentile.
You're trying to get low anyway.
Oh, I can't see them. Oh, there you are. Well, that's not low. Okay, what's happening?
Did you roll it?
Yeah,
We can't see your roll.
No.
it's like it's okay. Am I? No, I'm in the right room. It's just 60%.
It's got to roll the percentile. I'll roll it for you this time. 1d%.
Oh, but I did roll it.
Oh, it isn't working. That's weird. Okay, hold on. I'll re-roll.
Well, it's almost the same. Mine said 60%.
4. It's weird. Was it 83 I'm in? Damn it.
82.
82. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Just keeps going up.
Alright.
But
Roll it again for me. There you
Ah!
go.
Lucky.
Very nice. Okay, we got it figured out. And you did very, very well. So, you feel pretty confident that there aren't any traps set within the trees, in the underbrush, or you feel pretty confident that there might not even be any ambushes. You feel pretty sharp-eyed right now as you start walking into the forest. The mist is strange. You haven't really felt mist like this before because it almost feels warm, which is, of course, very unusual for mist, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a really warm, kind of damp mist. Feels like it's getting into all of your clothes. And you can feel goose flesh rising on your skin.
But do I get an like an eerie feeling, or is just
Definitely
something
an
that
eerie
I?
feeling. Absolutely. This isn't natural, this fog, but
Okay. So, you guys, I have a feeling that creature-wise, we're okay, but this fog. What do you feel about this fog? Am I the only one feeling this a bit, I don't know, unnatural?
I mean, this whole place is unnatural. I don't
Yeah,
like
but
any of
still.
it.
Wally?
Well, I'm not feeling too much. Feels a bit thick, but we need to start moving.
Yeah. So,
from somewhere deep inside you hear a scream. And it reverberates while you're in the fog, and it's even harder to discern a location, but you feel that it's coming off just ahead of you, like to your right, maybe just slightly, but it's reverberating in all the fog. And soon after the scream, it's almost like the echoing stops and the fog just kind of swallows up the sound, and it's gone. Nothing's there anymore.
did you hear that?
I don't like the sound of this, but we should do something.
Okay, so everybody in favor for moving a bit to the right then?
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
So how far behind the elf are you traveling, Wally and Hildegard? And what are your marching orders behind her?
I'll take up the rear, I guess. It's Fury's probably calling out direction to Hildegard.
I guess I'm in the middle then.
Okay. And do any of you have any weapons out, or are you just going to be traveling?
Yeah, I was about to say that my sword is out. I take my sword out
Sure. No problem.
because in this weather condition, it's not. I can't use my bow or anything. I will have to use melee.
Sure.
Got my shield and halberd out.
All
Just
right.
moving along. Maybe about 15 feet behind.
15 feet. Okay, thank you.
I'll have my two-handed mace out.
All right.
Shield on my back.
Two-handed mace out.
Yeah, shield on my back.
Shield on your back. Okay. So you push on into the fog, and every once in a while you hear just like a weird sound off in the distance. You don't think that it's the actual screams, but there's other things out in this forest, other strange groans. Maybe it's the trees shifting, you're not sure, until you hear another, like, second blood-curdling cry. A man this time, you think. Of course, it's hard to tell because the sound is all distorted, right? And then the sound of crying after that. And you're following these sounds through this strange forest, and you're off of the beaten path at this point, and you're starting to realize that the deeper you go in here, you've went maybe a half mile, maybe more, following these sounds. It's farther than you think you should have been able to walk and still hear these sounds. But maybe the forest is, amplifying these, making it easier for you to hear them at range. You're not sure, right? And just as you start to think that maybe you're, leading a fool's errand, or maybe these are not real voices or something, you start seeing ahead of you in the forest a looming shape on the ground. A large shape, kind of kept really close to the ground, dark. You're not sure, Fury, but you see it first before they do. What are you doing? It doesn't seem to be moving at this point, but it's very large, and it's not a boulder. Definitely not a boulder.
Okay, I stop and wait for the others to catch up to me.
Okay.
And
What is it? What do you see?
And I see like a dark shadow of some sort. And
It's
definitely-
moving just
and
slightly.
it's definitely not a boulder or a tree stump. Oh, it moved. It's something living, or what do you think it is?
Do you think that's what was screaming? I'm not so sure that's real anymore, but I don't know. I don't know anything.
Yeah, I'm with you. But we heard two different kinds of scream. What about you, Wally? Wanna take a look at it?
Yeah, let's spread out around it.
Wally, could you speak up a little and get your hand out of your face? Thanks. I
I
can't
said,
hear
yeah,
what you're
let's spread out around it.
Spread out around it? Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
Okay.
So you mean like surround it and slowly move
Approach
forward?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take my weapon up, at least. So I'm ready if something jumps up at me.
Alright, so you slowly spread around this shape, keeping an even distance, I assume. And it doesn't seem to be approaching or moving toward any of you. It just seems to be slowly moving on the ground.
Hello?
Is it possible to smell anything, or is it just
No, it
movement?
just smells like a mossy forest here. Whatever it is doesn't appear to be giving off its own smell, its own scent.
Hey, can you hear us? Are you okay?
No answer.
Maybe it doesn't understand our language.
I'm gonna move a little closer.
Okay, so you advance toward it, and as you get about 10 feet away from it, you start making out it's a horse laying on the ground.
Ooh, horsey!
Pretty sure. And its eyes are wide, and you can see that it's moving, but only slightly. You can see that there's blood everywhere around it.
Oh,
Did you say something about a horse earlier? Fury?
I don't remember.
Did
But
you
I-
ask if something ran by us back in town?
Yeah. There was something, but so much has happened these past few days that I don't know what's real and what's dreams and whatnot. But the fact is, here is well, not a dead horse, that's for sure, but maybe it should be. I don't know how hurt it is, or who heard it, or why, what happened.
As you're this close, you can hear it. It's the weird sounds. Some of it must have been it grunting or something, because you can hear it's like wheezing. You don't think it's very long for this world.
Maybe you should help it, Wally.
If it works out, he could be an asset to us.
Do you think this is the same horse you saw yesterday, Fury?
Again, I don't know.
It looks similar to the noble's horses that you saw before. It could be another one of them. You'd have to get even closer. You're kind of just catching the view of it, still partially obscured by the fog. You're kind of
I'm
just
not,
on the edge of the vision right now. You haven't really said you're getting much closer than that, so.
Wally's gonna start approaching.
Okay. Wally,
Well,
as you
I-
take a couple more steps forward, you realize that it's not just a horse. You see the same blankets on the horse that the nobles had before, but crushed under the horse is a woman. And you can see that her face is pale. Pale, but not just pale. Pale and green, like a sickly, horrid green. And it's all bloated, her face. And you don't think that, with your healing skill and everything, you don't think that, this would all just happen just from being crushed by a horse. Something's happened to her, something horrible, more so than just being crushed underneath a dying horse. But she does appear to be wearing a dress, and definitely dressed like a noble woman. But she's also very, very clearly dead.
And the horse is still just laying there looking all wild-eyed.
Yeah, it's kind of like lolling its head and kind of... It's making weird groaning sounds.
Hey, you, lady, are you okay? Oh, no. No, I don't think she's doing okay at all.
She's seen better days.
Wally, do you want to help me get this horse off her? Maybe we can take a better look.
Hold on a second. Does the horse look like it might be infected as well with whatever?
You start kind of moving around, looking around it, and there's something sticking out of its flank. It's out of its, butt, basically, its flank. And it looks like I don't know, like a weird orb or something, and it's got a goo kind of dripping out of it. How close did you want to get?
I'm gonna lean my mace either down or against a tree if one's nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pull out my shield.
Yep.
And I'll approach with my shield just in case whatever this thing is pops or something else pops out. I have some sort of,
Yeah.
protective barrier in between me.
Okay.
And I'll try to get a little bit of a closer look.
Okay. So keeping your body mostly covered with your shield, you kind of start moving forward and leaning in and looking. And it looks like the horse is too out of it to even notice that you're there. But as you get close enough, you realize what it is. Sticking out of the horse's flank is an insect head. And the mandibles are still sunk right into the horse's flesh. It's probably the size, a little bit smaller than your own head, but that big. And it's got huge multifaceted eyes on the sides of its head. It looks like an ant, or maybe a centipede, maybe? But just the head, the head got ripped off and just stayed on the horse's flank, stuck in there with its mandibles.
Ew.
Kind of like a tick.
I'll take out my footman's mace.
Okay.
And I'll kind of try to bat this thing off of it.
Sure. Well, footman's mace has a heavy hammer side and a sharp spike, typically, right? So you take this spike and just you're trying to wedge it off? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of hook underneath its mandibles and pull back, and the horse shudders as you pull it out. You can see that the wound that the mandibles made is all infected and swollen, and you can see all of this goo kind of ooze out of the wound with some Icarus blood with it. And you can tell quite easily with your healing ability that it is definitely poison. Or venom, I suppose, accurately.
Oh man. Alright, I'll go grab my two-handed hammer and I'll put the horse to sleep.
Okay. What are you guys doing while he's doing this? Anything?
It might be for the best. I don't think there's anything we can do for it.
No. For the horse's sake.
Alright.
Unless we had a mage.
You think that lady got hit by the same poison?
Yeah, I think she was poisoned first, and then also the horse, and then the horse fell on her afterwards, so she got infected first and then crushed. but I don't know if she died before getting crushed or after.
Alright, so Wally puts his shield down by the tree, picks up his two-handed hammer, takes a couple steps over, draws his hammer back over his head, brings it straight down like a sledge on top of the horse's head. It makes a sickening crunch sound, and the horse just thump. The horse's head just hits the ground, partially crushed, but quiet still, no longer suffering.
Clean off the mace and or the hammer and put it all. I'll gather everything else up. You guys want to take a look on the lady, see if there's any information?
Sure.
Maybe she has a letter from somebody else that's lost out here or something. I don't know.
We'll have
Yeah,
to move the
I'll,
horse.
Try not to touch her. I think she's poisoned as well.
I can try and pick her pockets.
I don't think she's gonna notice. As you
Still-
move forward, you can definitely see, Fury, that this is definitely one of the women that you were protecting. This is definitely one of the people that you were separated from when you were spirited away to this place. However, you were spirited here. But this was your job to protect this woman and 3 others, I might add. as well as 2 scouts, rangers who apparently knew the woods that you were hunting in. So she's probably not alone, you would think.
Oh, wait. You guys? I do know this person, this woman. It looks like I failed. I was supposed to protect her, but she wasn't alone. There was somebody else. There were actually more people before I got rushed off to this godforsaken place. But the short thing is, she was not alone. So the question is, what happened to the others? And I look around.
Are you able to track?
Well, I'm a bit out of my usual surroundings, and this fog is not making things easier. But my senses says that there has to be somebody not too far away from where we are. Even though not too close either, because I don't feel anyone very close nearby, but they couldn't have gone far if they were with her when this happened.
Can I tell anything from my directions with my foresting skill?
What are you trying to do specifically? Are you trying to just
maybe?
direction sense?
In terms of if there's something else
With forestry? If you explain to me how forestry would help you with something like that, then maybe I might give you a roll, but I'm not sure exactly how it would.
Maybe I have lots of experience of working in forests. Probably now and then I might have to make deeper treks into a forest to get some rarer wood. Might be able to need to figure out how to make longer paths and treks through a forest.
Well, that would just help you to navigate a forest better, but not really tell you where somebody is.
I got nothing.
It was a good try, I mean.
Can we try to track even if we don't have the skill?
Yeah, I mean, if the tracks are obvious enough, absolutely, there's no problem.
That was a horse. Mounted.
Yep.
I'll see if
Stands
we
to
can-
reason.
Did you guys find anything on her of importance or significance?
I don't know. Did we move the horse?
Well, you haven't tried yet. It was suggested, but no one specifically said they're looting.
Well, a horse does weigh a lot.
I'm sure I can lift it on my own.
Well, you
While
go
they're
for it.
doing that, I'll try to find tracks.
Okay, sounds good. So Hildegard, with her 18/97 strength, like stronger than some hill giants, or stronger than some giants in general, I guess, goes ahead and I'm just gonna move your little shield over here. It's kind of in the way of your face. Grabs the horse around the neck and just kind of like wrenches it up, pulls it off of her, and drops the horse to the side with a thump, revealing the woman's body. And you can see definitely that her rib cage was crushed by the horse falling on top of her, but there is probably a fairly high chance that she was already dead before that happened to her. You can see that a lot of her bags are crushed and covered in they're soaked with wine and ink and things that must have been inside of her bag. However, you can see, like, scattered on the ground also underneath the horse is a book of some sort, which looks like partially crushed and covered with dirt and stuff, but still probably legible. There's also a wineskin around her neck that still looks to be intact, and a hunting horn.
Okay. Does she have pockets on her?
No pockets. Most people didn't have pockets. They had pouches and stuff like that. And she really didn't have much. She had saddlebags she probably kept most of the stuff in. And kind of looting around in those. Like I said, it's all like contaminated by exploded wineskin and ink and stuff like that. But it looks like she had some rations and, you know, not even like rations that would have lasted, like some cheese and stuff like that, and some meat that's like partially rotted. It looks as if, you know, they've been in here for a while and just left it in the saddlebags.
Well, I would take a look at that book if it's not ruined by the ink.
Sure. You pick it up and kind of dust off some of the dirt. And it just looks like a noblewoman's diary, and you're kind of like flipping through it, and most of the stuff is really like vapid and vain, and looks like she's gossiping about other nobles. But getting near the back, like near the last couple of journal entries, it kind of seems like this stuff might pertain to her last days alive. Did you want to hear some of it?
Sure.
Okay, so there's a couple of journal entries just about getting together and setting up and saying that, you know, they were going to meet up with this elf that they had hired that's going to protect them for their trip, and that they're going to be able to show off to their family and everything how good of hunters they are and be able to brag to all their friends. And then it says, day 2 in the journal, we caught a grouse, 2 pheasants, and last night we tracked down a real boar. How exciting! Just wait until Fanny Templeton learns about this. She'll never call me boring again, unless it's to say I'm boring. Ha ha ha. Oh, I'm too witty. And then it says, day 3. We woke to a fog. It's horrid, sticky and warm. I did not know that mist could be warm. The scouts tell us not to worry, that they have everything under control. But I think they are worried. That mercenary we hired to protect us is nowhere to be seen. Probably got spooked and left, which is just as good since we were afraid what she would do when we undercut her price. And then the last entry in here just reads, this is not Daggerford, or anywhere near it. Somehow in our sleep we were moved. The rangers are scouting for us, but we came upon... And that was it. That's all that's written there. We came upon, and then it just stops.
I think to myself, So they were moved too. So this is not close to where I was. Why would they move us? Who moved us? What has happened?
So you
Hey.
guys see her reading a book of some sort.
I'll keep
Well,
looking at
anything in there?
tracks.
Yeah, Wally's looking for tracks.
Yeah, you do see some tracks, Wally. Especially just nearby, it's really easy to see them because the horse must have been stumbling around a lot, and so the hooves were digging up a lot of the dirt.
Okay.
Anything good in there, Fury?
Well, good. I don't know about good, but there's something interesting. And if you like gossip, there's more interesting stuff, but that's not me. As I said, I've seen this woman before. She was one of the noble women that I was supposed to protect. And now that I saw her, I thought that we were close to where we were before I came here. But reading her what seems to be diary or notebook, it seems like they were also transformed here. So I am wondering why this place? Who's playing games with us all, and why are we here? Do you have any idea? Do you want to see the book?
I'm not much one for gossip.
No, I
Never really cared much for it myself. I mean, we can keep going. I'm not sure what else is here, but
let's see if Wally
maybe
found
Wally's
anything.
found something by now. If we
Yeah,
don't
let's-
have anything, we can always go back and check out that tavern. You said there was a portal or
was some-
something underneath.
Yeah, there was an archway and a dark corridor. So, but I could just tell that I shouldn't go down there by myself. But with more people, we could do it. But I don't.
Wally, as you're heading back, just kind of seeing how far you can follow the tracks back, you think you can hear someone yelling, but it's so far away you can just barely hear it. And it doesn't sound like just like screaming in panic. People are talking.
Okay, do I have an idea of what direction?
Yeah, fairly. It seems to be the direction that the horse prints came from.
Okay. It could be their scouts looking for us. They're looking for her.
Wally, you got anything over there?
Yeah, I'm hearing voices, guys. Follow me into the woods.
All right.
Let's go.
Same marching pattern or something different?
No, he goes first, I guess. And I'll go last.
Alright, Fury's following up the rear. Okay. You guys press on towards the voices that you hear. And more or less you every once in a while you still see the horse prints, but the voices are leading you away from them. Is that okay? Because it's not, if you travel too far away from these horse prints, you might not be able to see, you might not find them again, is what I'm trying to say.
Lucy's taking a look at the trees. Does it have a bark that could easily be stripped?
Sure. Not easily, like, but, I mean, you could
Could
take
be.
some time to strip the bark.
Could I climb a tree to see if I can get an overview?
From
was just
somewhere
gonna-
far away, you hear, "This way! We have to keep moving!" It's a woman's voice.
Alright, let's make our way towards that.
Now, I'm not the smartest here, but are we sure this is happening now? We heard that woman scream, but it looks like she's been dead for a while, you said.
Yeah, it could be the same voices. They could be lost in the fog.
The second woman's voice says, "We have to go back and shoot it!
If
He's
we
dead!
can
You will be too if you don't keep moving, says the first voice.
We can mark our path by cutting some of the bark off of the trees. I do have my wood axe.
Perfect.
So you're gonna start
We'll just
hacking
move a
some
little
bark
slower if
off?
we gotta do that. I mean, I can strip the bark off of the trees as we go by, following the voices.
We'll
Alright.
go deeper into the moist mist.
Okay, so you're just hacking off like chunks of bark as you're walking?
Chop, chop, chop.
Okay. So you're hacking, and you hear a young man's voice. He says, "Both of you, shut up! It'll hear you! Help me find a horse and let's get out of here!" And just as you hear that, and you're still walking towards the voices, you can see movement in the trees. You can see 3 people walking. They don't seem to have noticed you yet. Even though you're hacking at trees, they haven't apparently heard you, or maybe they're too panicked, or who knows. But they look rushed.
I'm gonna kind of put a hand up to stop our party so we don't like run right into them. And I'll just call out in front of us. What are you fleeing from?
Okay. So you call that out, and they stop, and they all turn. And you can see one of them, like, runs, like, forward to, like, cover the other 2. And she's bald, armored, in, let's see, what's she wearing? Studded leather armor, and she's got a sword and a shield. She's holding it out. She looks tired. They all look completely exhausted, heaving chest, covered in dirt and blood by the looks of it. And she just called out, "Who goes there?"
It's us. You guys look like garbage.
She's like, "Friend or foe?"
Friend, I guess? I don't have any ill will.
Depends on your actions.
Okay. The one guy that's standing behind her says, "We can't trust anyone. We have to get back to town."
Are you looking for a noble woman on horseback? Wearing a... What color was that dress, ladies?
It was green.
Green dress.
Okay. And you see the woman look back and says, "Oh, you must have seen the horse." It's like, "Is she safe?"
The horse is dead, the lady's dead.
But we did not
Look,
kill
you're
her.
Nasty.
The woman behind the armored soldier, who knows what she is, she starts wringing her hands. She's like, "We have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. That's going to be us next."
Do you even know which way to go?
What happened to you? What is it? What are you running from?
Fury, by the way, yes, it looks like these are 2 more of the nobles, and 1 of the rangers. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll let you guys discuss what you're gonna do real quick.
I mean, I think we can probably approach them.
Yeah, I can
Tell them we're friends. You can tell them that you...
Yeah, I can tell them that I remember them, that I worried I to protect them, and I disappeared, but it was not like my fault. It's the same thing that put them here. Apparently, also put me here. So
We can tell them we know how to get back out of here. Oh shit, did we even mark our pathway on the way in, or are we now completely lost?
well, if you marked it to the horse, we're not that far from the horse. So
Do you know how to get back out from where the horse is?
well, we walked straight, so we have to go look at the horse, how it's laying, and then go straight that way.
I'm sure we still have our we've probably left tracks ourselves.
Can you
Not like I'm not
can you see on the trees where the moss is growing? You can see if it's north or south.
I don't think I would know much about that.
It's
My
Okay,
own
well,
character, she has like 7 intelligence. I'm kind of dumb.
well, I'm 13, so
And 11 wisdom, so I would say that I would have an average knowledge of things. I do spend a decent amount of time in the forest since one of my skills is forestry, so I could maybe say that I would know-ish about moss. Probably not enough to know about the sun. You could maybe tell me about that.
yeah, because it's good. Also, when I'm looking for my fungus, you know, they have to be on the south side because that's in the shadow.
Well, if they want to get back to town, we should let them know the town is completely destroyed.
Okay, hold on a
And-
second. So, Fury, you know that this woman's name is Miga. She is one of the rangers. And you see her kind of looking at you like she probably recognizes you. I mean, you do have bright red hair, right? So she kind of lowers her sword a little bit and she calls out, "Fury, is that you?"
Yes. Yes, it is me. Put down your weapon. I'm not going to hurt you. Apparently, whatever put you here also put me here. I didn't vanish or leave you or let you down. I was somehow taken away from you, not on my own will. And I stranded here like you are. But I was on a boat and now I'm in the forest with you. So I don't know if there's a connection here or whatever, but I feel like I'm supposed to help you again as much as I can. So we will try and get you to the town if you are willing to follow us.
Okay. So she shakes her head. She says, "Well, that would be amazing. We would love to get back to town, but we've still left someone behind." And the man behind her says, "Just leave him. He's dead already." And the woman just kind of crumples on the ground. She's crying. The woman behind the man.
Did you scream before, any of you?
And Miga just nods, says yes. She hasn't been able to. Thilda hasn't been able to keep it together very well. She was,
Okay. Because if you didn't scream, then I must have heard the other one you're missing scream, and then I'm not sure that he is alive still. It didn't sound like a scream from which you come out of alive. I'm sorry to say, but if you screamed, I can't tell if it was him or one of you.
Miga says, "We still thought that we were on the hunt. We just went on without you. We didn't know what was going on here, and we happened upon a porcupine, and it was larger than any porcupine that we'd ever seen. It was the size of a boar, and they wanted to kill it. And I thought, well, what's the harm in that? And so we shot it, and then its parents came out of the woods. They were the size of a large bear. I've never seen anything like it before, and they must have been like a mama bear, and they just attacked. They attacked, and they killed one of the horses, and another one went running and threw us. The way that its quills came out of it skewered the other ranger to a tree. Like, we can't stand up against something like that. And Jerry, he went up a tree and he got stuck there, and we had to retreat. We would have been killed as well."
How far away is Jerry? Do you know?
Oh, maybe a quarter of a mile that way, and she points.
Are you sure it's that way?
The man from behind and says, "No, we're not sure. And if we go back there, we're going to be dead as well." It's like, "You, what did she call you? Fury?" It's like, "Do your job. Get me back to town now."
As I recall, I never got paid.
I'll pay you double if you get me back alive. Just do it now.
Well, we'll see if Hildegard's signs to get back works. What about you, Wally? What are you thinking? You want to go back to town now?
No.
So what do you want?
I'll make you all rich.
You're not going to make us anything. There's nothing you're familiar with here.
You're fools. You're all fools. We have to get out of this forest now.
But which way is out?
Right.
Do you know?
Of course I
Fury.
don't know. Like, I'm a politician. I know a lot of things, but this is your field and we paid you to get us out of here alive. So do your job.
Well, I'm with these people now, and I have to go also what they feel like. And if they don't want to go back right now, but I don't know, Hildegard didn't say anything, and Wally, you didn't say what you wanted instead.
Right. So I gotta turn to the ranger, the bald lady.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice any large insects?
She nodded. We did get in a fight with a nest of giant centipedes. We fought them off. I think one attacked the horse. It was crawling all over the back of one of the horses, and that's when we lost her. That's when we lost where's her name? I have it here somewhere.
Was that nest of centipedes before or after?
It was after we left.
After.
And then
so
we got split up.
Right. Well, we can't just leave Jerry up in a tree. These two angry porcupines on the run.
How far away did this happen, Mika?
She shakes her head. She goes, we were camped out back there. She said, I think it was this way, and she points in a direction that you think might be in a similar direction that you saw the horseshoes come from, but you're not entirely sure. I don't think any of you have direction sense or tracking or anything like that. No. So she kind of points off in a direction like that, and she says, I think it's over there. We were camped out on the other side of a copse of trees. We were hoping that maybe Jerry could find a way down and join us, but we just couldn't do it alone. It was just me. She shakes her head and kind of looks at the ground. You can see that she feels very guilty about leaving him there.
Jerry, you're with us. We're gonna go back. Or Mika, you're with us. We're gonna go back and get Jerry.
She nods. She goes, I agree. It's the right thing to do. If you think that we can do it, I don't know who you are.
Can I climb a tree to get an overview?
Of course you can. You can climb a tree, but whether you're going to get an overview in
Yeah.
this kind of fog is a completely different
but still,
thing.
I'll take my chance.
Sure. Give me a climb roll. Oh, shit. You failed. So, you climb up, and you start feeling that the bark is really slippery up here, but, you feel confident that, you can get a handhold enough. But just when you reached up to grab hold of a branch, it slipped out of your hand. You slipped and fell, and... Where is the D4 here? There we go. You suffer 3 points of damage.
Oof.
As you fall with a crash, with a whole bunch of branches falling all around you. Hit the ground, knock the wind out of yourself, Fury. So you had, 11 hit points normally?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're down to 8. So, crash, she hits the ground.
I don't think that plan worked out so well, Fury. You should just try to stay on foot.
Well, I had to do something. Wally didn't want to go back, but these people want to go back. So I was like, if I could see anything, excuse me.
I'm gonna go and help. I'll go help Fury up onto her feet.
Okay.
I don't think there's much to go back to. We've been to the village.
Well,
So you don't want to go... Sorry. You don't want to go check out what I found? And what about Archibald?
I guess we'll see him eventually.
he's back in town doing something. Well, we can't leave Jerry up in a tree surrounded by these for too long. And we also need food. And, yeah, so let's get moving. You with
I
us?
agree.
And I'll turn to the ranger. You with us?
She nods. She goes, "Yes, I am with you."
Let's go. Lead on.
Okay. So she turns and starts heading back toward where she said that Jerry was.
I'll take up the front with me.
Okay. The politician, whoever he is, he huffs and he shakes his head. He said, "You guys are
We'll
all
be
fools.
fine."
You're fools." He's just mumbling under his breath. He's folded his arms and he's kind of stomping along behind. And realizes the woman's still crying on the ground, goes over and grabs her arm, pretty roughly actually, and drags her to her feet. He's like, "Get a hold of yourself, woman," and starts dragging her along with him. And you push onward. You keep walking, and eventually Miga says, "Yes, this is definitely the way." And she goes, "Everybody be quiet." And she starts kind of crouching down a little bit and trying to walk forward slowly. Are you trying to stay quiet?
I'll try to stay as quiet as I can
Yes.
with my plate armor.
Mm-hmm.
I will sneak and hide in the shadows.
Oh, okay. If you want to roll your move silently, you're welcome to.
Which one is that?
The percentage on your sheet there that
Also-
says move silently. That's a fail.
So of course it is.
Right. No problem. Okay, so everybody else isn't doing a fantastic job, to be honest. So, I mean, you would be the only one that would be, probably. Especially considering the woman that you're with is whimpering and the guy's muttering. And as you guys are pushing forward, you don't get the jump on anything here. As you come upon this small clearing, you can see the dead porcupine laying on the ground. The fog here is kind of dissipated a little bit, enough that you can see the dead porcupine shot full of arrows, and you can see two very, very large porcupines. They don't look anything like just normal, everyday garden porcupines that you've ever seen before, though. They are kind of thorny, with large, kind of slate gray quills, but the quills themselves are about the size of javelins, and there's thousands of them just laying down upon its back, upon their long spiked tails, and they're sort of pacing around the bottom of a tree. You don't see Jerry, but you're kind of assuming, I would think, that Jerry must be up in the tree. But you can see them, and they've got eyes on the sides of their heads, so they're turning sideways, and they're looking over at all of you coming through the clearing. But they're not, like, rushing to attack or anything. They're making low, like, grunts, which reverberate really low, and you can feel it in your chest how low they're grunting. But it's almost like a grunting a warning or something at you.
I'm gonna tell the politician and that other woman to hang back. The four of us can stay up front. I'll be in the most front with my shield.
Okay. Alright, so you step out front and ready your shield. And what are you guys doing? Miga steps forward with her sword and her shield, and she looks like she's ready to stand side by side with you, but she is definitely not as well armored and armed as you are. But she looks brave enough to be able to stand there.
I'll swap the two-hander for one-handed hammer and or one-handed mace and shield as well.
Sure.
On your lead, Hildegard.
And what are you doing, Fury?
I still have my sword up.
Mm-hmm. And where are you standing? In comparison with what they just said.
Between them.
Between them? So like right up at the front? Just so you know, since you haven't played D&D before, Fury, you are a fighter / thief. One of the thieves' special abilities is sneak attack. If an enemy doesn't know you're there, you can make a sneak attack, which does double damage. I think it's double.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Double damage,
Plus
and you have a
4,
plus
yeah.
to strike if you're hidden that way as well. I think it's like +5 or something. It's crazy. +4, +5.
+4.
+4. There you go. So you have a +4 to strike and double damage if you hit. If you strike from concealment. Just so you know.
Yeah, but I just thought that I already did make noise, so
You
I
did.
didn't think that was sneaky.
You did. I mean, you could sneak off and try and hide. It's up to you.
Yeah, well, I'll try and do that then and take my bow out instead.
Okay. So you put away your other weapons, draw your bow, and start sneaking off into the forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
With still with the visual of the.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Alright, it doesn't look like these porcupines are going to rush you or attack you or anything. They just look like they're guarding the tree.
I'm going to call out, Jerry, are you up there?
You hear, yes! Help me!
Stay up there. We'll come for you. And I tell Mira, Mika, I don't remember your name. If you're feeling scared, you can always hide behind me and my giant.
She's like, it's Miga. And I'll be okay.
Sorry.
She's like, she looks over at you and she says, by your lead, madame.
Did you want to do anything before we rush in, Wally? Or are we...
Sure.
Alright. I'm gonna move forward and charge one of these.
Alright.
Maybe I should try and see if I can hit with my crossbow bow first.
Well, Hildegard's jogging across the little space in between the porcupines, and Wally and Miga, I would assume, are seeing her move and starting to run forward too. Yeah, sound right?
Yeah, and under my breath, I'm just gonna, ask Tamora to watch over me. I'm not asking for a blessing, just, saying a prayer type of thing as we go storming in.
Sounds
I'm gonna
good.
yell at the top of my lungs as I charge in. Maybe give Fury a bit of sound cover.
Sounds good. Alright, and Fury, you're gonna take a shot with your crossbow, you said?
A longbow.
Longbow.
But I don't know now because it seems like all the others are just charging in. So I might not hit what I'm trying to hit if they're all in my way.
Well, you can probably get a shot off before they get there.
Well, I was right before they get there. Then.
Okay. Sounds good. So first of all, make me a move silently, or actually hide in shadows, because it already did see you. So it's a lot harder of a roll, but I'll give you a plus 20 because they're making a lot of noise and probably distracting it. Okay. So what would you need to hit an armor class of 5? Fury.
I don't know.
It should be on the very front of your sheet on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says 15 there.
Which one am I looking at?
So your
It's to
sheet
hit.
says AC.
Yeah, to
What?
hit AC 5. Right at the bottom.
I might be looking at the wrong one then. Oh, it's the other one. What did you say? To hit roll needed
For AC 5.
15.
So then roll me a 15 on a d20.
Haha.
Oh! That sucks. Alright. Whiz. The arrow flies past it and gets lost in the darkness. Make a note somewhere of how many arrows you're losing. Because that one's gone. You're never finding that arrow. Alright. As you're rushing towards these, you can see that they start kind of like ruffling up their quills and standing shoulder to shoulder, getting ready to take the charge. So go ahead and give me a initiative roll, all of you. So it's a d10. Alright, let me...
I can't see my own rolls, but I'm glad they at least show up there.
Yeah. So Hildegard gets 1. Fury gets a 4. Wally gets a 6. And this one's for Miga. It's an 8. And then we've got the 2 porcupines. So pork 1, pork 2. So pork 1. It's 9. Does anyone have any dexterity reaction adjustments? I don't think anyone does.
I do.
Do you? What's your reaction adjustment?
I've got +2 react.
Okay. In that case, that you've got a -1 for your initiative, so that's pretty amazing. Because you already rolled a 1, which is the best that you can pretty much roll. Alright. We have a roll off between Fury and one of the porcupines. Roll a d10, Fury. And again? Alright, Fury, you just barely beat it, so... So initiative is starting with Hildegard. Hildegard, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to trip one of these giant porcupine disgusting things.
Trip it. Oh. Giving me a challenge, huh? Okay. Let me look it up. Trip. I am not sure how to trip. I think that's only like if you get a crit that you can try and do something like that, is it? I can't remember. Do you
I
know?
thought you said there was some special property of the halberd where I could trip things.
It's true. That is true. So for those of you who are watching at home, I played this game probably about 20 years ago or so. Long time ago anyway, and so we're still trying to relearn how to do all these crazy first edition rules. So we're trying to figure it out as we go. So
While you're
please
looking
bear with
into
us.
that, I'll be right back.
Sure. Weapon proficiency rules. Here we go.
Austin, let me see. Want a salad? Cheese in it?
cheese dip.
I'm gonna make you a salad with cheese. Can I finish that? No. Too much cheese.
He didn't turn off his mic.
I
I
know.
want to mute for a minute.
I could go for
I
some
know.
cheese dip.
Oh. I don't see Trip here. They've got disarm, entangle.
Well, I can just make a straight attack roll and just stab it. If that works.
Yeah.
We can figure out the details later.
Okay. I am not so sure you can trip a giant-sized creature like this. Well, it's not giant-sized, but it's definitely large-sized. So.
Poke it right in the chest.
Alright. So like I said, it's AC 5. What do you need for that?
I need a 13.
Okay. And you fail. However, when you do, it flails to the side and you're hit with 1d4 quills as it tries to defend itself. So let's see here. 4 quills. And your AC is -3 or something?
Yup.
Yeah, so I'm guessing, let me just have a look here. I don't think that it's going to be able to hit. So the hit dice is there. -3 is there. Oh, wait. Might be able to. So these are 6 hit dice creatures. So this would make it, for -3, it has to get a 16 or higher. Alright, so 4 of them, 16, and roll. Okay, so out of 4 rolls, 1 hit. And the damage for the quills are... You suffer 2 damage.
Just a flash wound.
What's your max hit points, Hildegard?
25.
25. Alright. So you suffer 2, you are down to 23. Okay. So you see Hildegard get wounded even though she swung and missed. Which would then make it your turn, Fury. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I'm still a bit away from the
You are away
creatures.
from it, yeah.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
you can try rushing it for your turn if you want to, or you can try re-hiding or shooting or whatever you want.
Yeah, well, have they seen me, or they all up in the action that's going on?
You
I
can
know.
only assume. Who knows, right? You shot at it.
But I didn't hit it, so I assume they haven't noticed me when the others are so close. They don't take notice of me, I assume.
Okay. Well, make a move silently roll. Are you gonna shoot?
Not if the other ones are so close. I'd rather not if I hit one of them.
Well, one of them has been attacked and it's defending itself. The other one looks like it's about to be attacked, but not yet. So you could probably attack that one. You could shoot that one without accidentally hitting your friends, probably.
Okay, then I will try and do that.
Okay. You can fire your bow twice in a round. Do you want to fire 2 at it?
Yeah, if
Okay.
if there's no risk of me hitting anybody else, I will do twice.
Okay. Well, the very first shot, you definitely won't hit anyone. But the second shot will happen at the end of the round. So we'll see if somebody else has attacked that one first. So first of all, roll me a hide. Or a move silently, sorry. Which is a percentile. Good roll. So you are hidden, actually. They don't know you're there. So go ahead and fire if you get it. What'd we say? Was it 15 or higher?
With 5, yes.
Alright, if you get that, then you get double damage.
Let's see. It's 10, right? Is it 110?
No, it's D20.
Oh.
You got it.
Woo!
So now you roll the damage for your bow. It's the damage that says beside it. I think it's D6. Oh, maximum damage. So you do 12 points of damage to it, which is a lot of damage, actually. It squeals out in pain as you shoot it right in the side of its neck.
As long as you stay in the backyard.
What did Wally say?
Stay in the backyard.
Oh, stay in the backyard.
I think.
Right. Alright, so the arrow did a lot of damage. Good job. So you still have one shot left. However, that one seems to have noticed you now, and it starts lumbering across the clearing, running for Fury. It'll be there next round, though.
But I could, I have to make a shot, another shot, right?
Well, you will in a minute. First of all, it's Wally's turn.
Okay. After he got some cheese dip.
Right, after he gets his cheese dip and make sure that everyone stays in the backyard.
Okay, so anyways,
He has no idea.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Of course
So,
not.
But I'm going to bring the hammer down.
Alright, Wally.
I'm
So,
assuming there's
quick
still something
recap
left,
of what's
right?
happening.
Okay.
Hildegard went running in. She swung her halberd, and since she's so strong, she can use a tower shield in one hand and a halberd in the other. And she swung the porcupine, swung to the side to defend itself, hit her in the arm. She missed, and the porcupine's quill stuck right in her arm and did damage to her, even though she was the one that was attacking. So you saw that. Out of the forest comes an arrow, hits the other porcupine in the side of the neck. The porcupine shrieked and just started lumbering out towards Fury, who must be hiding in the woods there, but it's going right for her. So that's what's happening with the two porcupines, and it's your turn. What are you doing?
The porcupine that's fleeing.
It's not fleeing, it's running off to wherever.
Yes, I know. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So the one that's, in my eyes, it's fleeing me. So I'm going to bring a hammer down on top of it.
Your footman's hammer.
That's right.
Okay, well, it's AC 5. What do you need to hit that?
An armor class 5, I need a 14 by the looks of things.
Okay.
So that's a die 20, right?
Yep. Alright, so you missed. As you run up and you go to hit it, it flails to the side, hits you in the side with its tail, and you swing a little bit over its back, missing. However, 1d4 of its quills have a chance of hitting you. So that's 2 of them. What's your AC, Wally, with your shield out?
Armor class is... Hold on, I gotta... I think it's...
Is it 4?
Yes. No, hold on, sorry, it's 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
So it needs a 10 to hit you.
Oh.
And of the 2, one of them hits. You suffer 4 damage. Wally, what's your maximum hit points?
29.
21? Okay.
9.
29. Okay. So you're down to 25. Alright. That would be Miga's turn. Miga sees this happening and you guys like wrenching porcupine quills out of you. She kind of slows down, throws her sword and shield onto the ground, and draws her bow for this round. Okay. It's the other porcupine's turn, and it swats at Hildegard next to it. All right. It kind of starts curling in on itself, and when it curls in on itself, it kind of does this like weird spin thing, and it flicks its tail, and as the tail flicks, the whole area in front of it is filled with a shower of quills as it goes firing out. And now you can kind of see why this horse that was running away must have had quills stuck deep in it all over the place. And as you recoil from, bringing up your shield to try and defend against this, you catch a glimpse of the other ranger impaled into a tree just outside of the clearing. And you're starting to realize why that happened now. Alright, so, shoot. It shoots 5 quills, which is more than enough for everyone that's in the clearing here. So, first of all, we'll see if Hildegard gets hit. Does get hit. Wally, natural 20. Alright. In terms of crits for this, let's have a look here. Crit. Critical hit. Here we go. I have to roll another die 20. The higher I roll, the more damage gets done to you. So, a 7 on this table means that the damage is just doubled. Okay?
Just doubled.
Just doubled. It can be up to tripled. Your action's delayed, put off balance, you're dazed or stunned. So just getting double damage is actually probably one of the better results.
Okay.
Right. For Miga then, also, Miga is also hit. Okay. Hildegard suffers 4 damage. Hildegard, you're at 19. Wally, you suffer 8 damage. It's about as bad as it could get. So you're down to 17.
Ow.
Miga takes 1 damage. So she got lucky. Alright. Now, Fury, it's your second shot now. This thing's rushing you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to try and shoot it as it's right between the eyes as it's coming down at you?
Oh, do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might as well. I did said A, so I might as well say B.
Tell the beast.
And we'll
Alright.
see.
Good luck. D20, remember you need a 15 or higher to hit.
This is where you roll a natural.
Oh,
Do it.
damn it.
Flies away. And you miss. Okay. Don't forget, you still got your bow out. It's about to close with you in melee.
Yeah.
Alright.
Can I?
How do we influence rules?
Influence rolls. Do you want... So I've only got a few commands right now.
Mm-hmm.
It costs 500 favor, and you can have up to +5 to your roll, to a roll, right? And it's considered just a natural roll. Let me just pull it up here.
So 500 for +5?
Yeah, and it's called, if you just in chat, put !fudge.
Exclamation mark what?
Fudge.
Fudge?
Yeah, like you're gonna fudge a roll. It should
I don't
work.
need a +5. I don't think I have that much favor for a +5. I only have 380.
Well, let's have a look. You can also type in !favor to see how much favor you've got.
Oh, okay. Well,
With a
Canadian.
U.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's not right, because you should have had 380, but I think you're still a little lower than that. I'm going to have to influence that because you're tier 3, it's not registering. So yeah, you could. Raven could.
Who's RS Black Orchid?
That's Raven.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if you drop that favor, you'll influence Fury's roll to be successful.
Well, no, it
Maybe
has
she
to be
just-
done before the roll.
Oh, really?
You can offer a reroll. It's the same thing. It's !reroll and it costs 500. I didn't have a chance to make a panel for it this
okay.
time, but I'll have a
Alright.
panel ready for next game for sure. And then everyone can see what everything is worth.
All right.
But we can just go with those two this time. I doubt that there's too many people that actually have 500 favor yet anyway, so.
Yeah.
And I'll be sure to go back in and give you some favor for your tier 3 sub, Wally.
Okay.
It might be down to 60 because of the fudge you used. It might have the fudge might have just taken away your.
Did you actually type fudge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it up there.
And it said it granted me the +5 bonus.
Oh,
so-
it did say it?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't look. Let's have a look.
So, but I
Perhaps
just
it
wanted
only
to...
subtracted the
Oh, yeah.
300.
Okay, so yeah. You can choose who to get the roll.
Well, I wanted it to go to her since she had already shot, but I didn't know it had to be done beforehand. I thought I could fudge the roll afterwards.
I guess we really haven't made all the rules for that yet. Sure, why not? Let's say that you can do it retroactively. I'm okay with that. Sure, why not?
Okay.
So it did give it to you. Oh, okay, well that's good. That's good to know. All right, so instead of the 13, she would have got a 18. Is that okay? However, if you give it to someone else, they could roll even higher and possibly get a natural 20.
Yeah, but this beast is bearing down upon her.
Do you think a single arrow will drop it, though? It looks pretty strong still. It's up to you. Whatever you want.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay. Alright. So, Hildegard, it's your turn.
I'm going to square up with my shield and mostly put my body behind it and just poke at this giant porcupine bear from behind it again. Make another attempt at.
Sure.
Right. So 1d20 to hit, right?
Yes. Oh. That's a fail. And it has 1d4 attempts to hit you with its quills. 3. And so 11, 4, 9, I think that's a miss. We looked that up, right?
Yeah, I think it was 16 or lower misses.
Yeah,
think.
6, 5, yeah. Yep, 16, or it needed a 16 to hit you. So you defend against all of its quills. Fuck. As it hits you, you kind of like shudder back from the impact from it, but manage to not take any damage. which would make it Fury. Your turn. You can probably get another shot in before it hits you if you want to try. All right, make sure you're marking down the arrows you're using, by the way.
Yeah, I am. Don't
Okay,
worry.
okay.
Not to interrupt, but I haven't gone in between those.
Haven't?
Oh.
No. If you did go, and you got hit when you attacked. This is the second round, just started.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't worry, you'll get a chance to get hit again. Don't worry.
Well, I will take out my my sword instead.
Okay, so you're gonna drop your bow and draw your sword? Yes?
I will. Yeah, well. Don't I have time to put my bow back to where it belongs?
Not really. It'll take you your melee round to do that.
Okay.
So
Well,
you would rather
sword.
drop the bow and draw your sword? Do you have a shield? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't. I have a dagger and long sword.
So draw your long sword?
Yeah.
Okay. You draw your long sword. Shing! And that makes it the porcupine's turn. Okay. It grunts and it leaps at you and just tries to like bite into your shoulder. What's your AC? Your armor class, Fury?
6.
Okay. So it needs a 7 to hit an AC class of that sort.
CC.
And gets it. So it is 2d4 damage as it bites into your shoulder. 6 damage to Fury. Fury is now down to 2 health. Blood splatters all down the front of her armor. I would imagine you probably scream or cry out in pain because that hurt a lot as its huge incisors just tore into your flesh.
Wow.
All right. Wally, what are you doing? You're pretty much like keeping up with this thing, I would imagine, because it's... You were trying to stop it from getting to her, but you weren't able to, obviously. So what are you doing?
I'll smash this with my hammer.
Okay.
You know what? I'll use a +5 on it.
You're going to use it?
Yeah, might as well.
Well, remember what we said. You can wait until after, so...
Okay.
It's probably best to wait until after, because if you get a really bad roll, it'd be wasted, right?
Fair enough.
Ooh, but if you use it now, it's a natural 20.
Yeah, let's use it now.
Okay. Natural 20. What the hell kind of word is that? Natural 20. You get a crit, so rolling on the critical hit table. You can actually get triple damage if you roll another 20, but what's the chance of that, right? Basically, the higher you roll, the better. So,
Roll again.
you got it. Alright, so a 9 on the chart just means it's double damage, so go ahead and roll your damage.
That's pretty low. It's 1d4 plus 1.
Plus your strength bonus. So how much is that with your strength bonus?
4, and then... so do I roll twice or just...
No,
Add.
it's just doubled.
Okay, so 8 points. What's that?
I didn't say anything. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You smack it. It has d4 chances to hurt you back with its quills as a defensive maneuver. 4 chances? You said your AC is 3?
Yeah.
Okay. AC 3 means it needs a 10 or higher to hit, so it gets 3 chances. Or 4 chances.
Roll this side.
2 of them hit.
Ugh.
For a total of 7 damage. Wally, you are now down to 10 hit points. As you smash into it, you get a really good hit in there, and it knocks its head to the side as you smash into the side of its skull. It staggers under your blow, but at the same time overextending yourself, you opened yourself up. And you took like 2 quills like jab into you. Blood is streaming down from the chinks that the quills found in your armor.
Ugh.
Alright. That would make it then Miga's turn. She's going to try to fire into the one that you guys are fighting over there. Because clearly, you guys seem to be struggling more than Hildegard. Hildegard seems to be handling it. So
Playing with it like it's a kitten.
she fires at the porcupine and hopefully doesn't miss, because if she misses, it might hit one of you guys. Natural 20.
Woohoo!
Look at that. Go
Have it,
Miga.
girl.
Let's see what she gets. 12. So a 12 on the critical hit chart. Is double damage as well, so just roll a d6. Oh, it does 2 points of damage.
Come on.
What a waste. What a waste. Alright. Please let me know if somebody does post something on chat in terms of like pluses to roll or something like that, because I can't really see it as I'm flipping back and forth between all of this stuff.
Yeah. Alright.
So that would be the porcupine that is on Hildegard. Hildegard, again, it turns around and it fires quills. Really, you're only susceptible to only just like a couple of them. It's not really feeling all that threatened yet. It's not been hurt, so it's not really trying to bite anybody like the other one is yet. So it goes 2 quills. Of the 2 1 hits, Hildegard, you suffer 1 more damage. You're down to 18 health. Hildegard, it is beginning of round 3. It's your turn. What are you doing?
How far away is that other one?
It would take you your turn to run over there, since you weren't keeping up with it before. You would basically waste your turn by running over there. But I
Am
mean,
I able-
you can argue that it's not wasted because you'd then be over there, but it's up to you.
Can I try to slash at its tail?
The one that's over by Fury, you mean?
The one that's near me.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Cool. I'm gonna try to slash at its tail and keep my shield up as well.
Okay. Nice. You hit. So roll your damage and don't forget to add in your damage bonus from your strength.
I see it's listed as 1d10 / 2d6. Is that for 1 versus 2 hand?
Nope, that is a small creature and a large creature.
Is this considered a large creature?
Not technically, but I think that it should be, so let's say yes.
Alright, so I'll roll 2d6 and then I'll add 5 on top of that.
Right. And you said add 5 on top of that?
Yep.
So 10 damage?
Slash.
That is a damn good roll. So you jab forward, knocking it almost off of its feet. It stumbles to the side and slams its shoulder into the tree. You have 4 quills that might hit you. Of those, 1 hit for 2 damage. You are now at 16 health, Hild. Okay. So, that would make it Fury. What you doing?
I'm aching. I'm hurt. Well, I gotta. Is it like certain which shoulder it is?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Is it certain which shoulder it bit me in?
Oh, which shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say your left shoulder.
Okay, so I would still be able to use my right hand with my sword.
Yes.
I guess
Sure.
I guess it's all or nothing to see if I can slice that beast, and if not, I'll die trying.
You might die trying anyway if it stabs you
Yeah,
with all of its quills.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the chances are if I could try and dodge and roll away. Would that even be possible? It would probably.
So you're just
come
gonna
at me
try and
anyway.
run away? Is that what you want to do?
I don't know how fast it is. I don't know. I feel like I'm dead no matter what I do.
Let me know what you want to do when you figure it out. I'll just sit here and drink my water.
I'll try and hit it.
Okay. D20. That would be a miss. Let me just change the music because we've got some crazy combat music here. We should probably change that up, eh? Things are getting a little grim, so we need to hear some actual music to reflect that. There we go. Okay, so you miss, and 4d4 chances to hit you. 3. Your AC is what again?
6.
6. Okay. So AC 6, it needs 7s to hit you. And 3 of them hit you.
Oof.
For a total of 6 damage. You had 2 health. You're at -4. So that means you are definitely unconscious. Bleeding out. Okay. You are unconscious. You are bleeding out currently. Okay? There are a couple of ways that you can be helped in combat. There's really only one, with some sort of magic, and that will only ever bring you up to 1 hit point, no matter how strong it is, if you get a healing. But you'll still be unconscious, at least until the end of the combat. Okay, so anyways, she swings at it, gets stabbed with several quills. You see her eyes roll back and falls down, blood covering all over her. She's like twitching on the ground. Huge javelin-sized quills sticking out of her. She's not looking so good right now. That would be its turn. It huffs its nostrils, clearly like happy that it did its job, and turns on Wally and leaps at him, trying to bite him. And your AC was 3, Wally?
Yeah.
Alright. It needs a 10 to hit you. Oh, so close, but
Ooh.
missed.
Live another day.
Live
Or another round, I should
day.
say.
Alright, Wally, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Well, as much as I'd love to try to heal my fallen comrade, I can't do it while I've got tons of fun all over me. So I'm going to just try to smack this thing again.
Sure.
Can you heal yourself?
Yeah.
Because you probably aren't doing too hot.
Dun dun dun. Natural 1. Alright, I'll roll a d6. If I get a 1, that means it's a critical failure. If not, then it's
hit myself.
Critical failure.
I just kissed my own mace.
Alright, well, for this, we'll say that you lose your mace. It knocks it out of your hand into the forest somewhere. You're not sure exactly where right this second. And also, all 4 of the quills get a chance to hit you.
Yeah.
Of those, what did they need? A 10, was it?
Yeah.
You're right. So 3 of them hit you for 8 damage.
Bring it on.
You are down to 2 hit points, Wally. We're gearing towards a full party wipe here.
Oh boy.
That's Mika's turn. She fires at... Oh, she gets a natural 1 as well. And snaps her bowstring.
Oh god.
She drops it in frustration. Okay. Not looking so hot here, guys. What the hell?
Yeah.
Alright, it's the other porcupine, the one on Hildegard. It tries to hit you with a couple of its quills, Hildegard. And misses. You bring up your shield, plang plang, defend against it. You are able to hold it off for now. For now, at least. And that would make it your turn, Hildegard. Beginning of round 4. What are you doing?
Wally, you think I should come down there and help you guys?
Can you talk to him in battle? I don't think so.
I don't
What do you want to do, Hildegard?
I've heard Fury scream, haven't I?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way over to these other ones. You know, we can all just gang up on this last one afterwards.
Okay, so you start running over there. It lumbers along behind you. Like, where do you think you're going? Huffing and such.
I'll screw off. I'll come back for you later.
Okay. Since you're running towards them, you don't see this, but Wally, you're fighting the one that's over there, and you're kind of sparring with it, jumping around. Probably taste blood in your mouth at this point, and you can see that as soon as Hildegard runs away, starts running towards you, and the porcupine starts chasing after, the noble starts shimmying down the tree. You don't see this, Hildegard, because you're running away. Alright.
Okay.
So that was Hildegard's turn. Fury, you lose a health. You are down to -5. You are bleeding to death. It is that porcupine's turn.
-4.
Hmm?
Or did I just lose another one for just lying there?
Yeah, you just lost another one for lying there. You're bleeding.
You're bleeding out.
Well, I consider myself dead anyway, so that's okay.
You might be dead. I guess we'll see. And that would be... That porcupine tries to bite Wally.
Nope.
Hom. And that's 2d4. 8 damage. Wally, you are now -6.
Oh, jeez.
You drop.
Oh, yeah.
You hear Wally cry out, in pain.
Make a
Miga
background guess.
is left. Actually, it is Wally. It's your turn, so you're down this round, so you don't have to worry about bleeding out this round, but you will next. Miga's turn. She leaps at the one. She grabs hold of the noble and just yells, "Run!" And the porcupine that was running after you, Hildegard, turns around as Miga says "run," and sees the noble. The one that she was chasing. The one that she probably thinks killed her child. And that would be the porcupine's turn. It bolts towards them, turns and flicks its tail. And one of the quills goes through the noble's leg, one goes through its back. He spits out blood and drops onto the ground. Two go towards Miga. Of those, one of them hits. Does 4 damage. She's still standing, but barely, as she gets a quill through her stomach. And that would make it... Starting over. Hildegard, beginning of turn 5. What are you doing? You see all this happening.
I'm picking up our 2 unconscious friends and booking it.
Are you dropping your tower shield and your halberd?
Can I sheathe them on my back?
Not if you want to pick them up this round. What are you doing? The porcupine that's standing in front of you, the giant porcupine, looks like it's on its very last legs. It's huffing, it's bleeding at the mouth. It's kind of stumbling around. It doesn't look like it's going to be standing much longer. But neither does Miga back there. And the one that you hit already is quite wounded as well. You did hit it very, very hard. But... So what are you doing?
You know what? Let's just finish this one off.
Okay.
I'm sure we can just each carry one person, maybe.
Alright then. Give it. Oh.
Can I do a bonus my roll? I can't see it yet.
You got a 2.
No, I definitely can't. Unless I can, re-roll it or something.
If you put in exclamation mark re-roll, you could.
It's gonna take me a second to type it. It's on my Xbox.
Okay. All right, there you go. 18, it's a hit!
Yeah.
Divine Favor wins out again. 10 damage plus 5, so 15?
Yeah, I think it's done.
Yeah, you pretty much take off its head, I would think. So you're like, ah! Whack! And off, you chop through all of its, armory hide right through its spine, and it just drops down dead. Okay. In fact, it didn't even get a chance to defend, so you don't actually get damaged.
Nice.
Yay.
Okay. So that's your turn. Then that would make it Fury's turn, so she is now at -6. Bleeding out. That porcupine is dead. Wally's turn, that puts him at -7. You're bleeding out. Miga screams and runs forward with a battle cry and attacks. $13. Can't remember, let's have a look. Attack matrix. Here we go. No, she needed a 14. So just missed. 2 quills. Missed and just barely missed. Wow. 1 in 7. She actually survived that. Somehow. Miga is blessed, failures. The porcupine's turn. It is not really interested in either of you, so we'll say a 50-50 chance. So 1 to 5, it attacks Miga. 6 to 10, it attacks Hildegard. Hildegard it is. It barrels forward and tries to bite into Hildegard. And Hildegard stands her ground with her shield and defends. Round 6. Hildegard.
Let's finish it. We really need to get Fury and Wally back up again. There's nothing I can do because I don't have any magic, so they're just bleeding out on the floor.
Yeah.
All I can really do is pick them up and leave, but this thing is still a threat, so...
Well, you can
I'm
try
just
and
gonna
stop the
have to make a
bleeding.
space
I
at it.
mean, you could try.
I have a backpack, some clean clothes, water, flint and tinder, and a wood axe.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I can do much to stop them from bleeding.
Stop it with
Since
the
I
wood
assume
axe.
the clothing is what I'm wearing. I want to really, I don't want to take off their limbs to stop the bleeding.
You can still try. But anyways, you have immediate problem right now.
Alright, let's finish this guy off.
Oh, you hit!
Yay!
Roll your damage. 6 plus 5? Yes?
Yep.
Oh, it's so close to being dead. You hit it and you chop into its skull. It's bleeding all down its face. It's stumbling around. It's, in a berserker rage at this point.
I yell out to Miga, finish it.
Huffing and snorting out blood. You're like, finish it! Fury, you take a damage. You are now at -7.
Okay.
Wally,
I'll be right back in a few minutes, okay?
Sure.
I'll just bleed here.
Okay. Wally, you take a damage. You are at -8. You hit -10, you're dead. I think you probably already knew that, though. That would be Miga's turn. She's gonna try and finish it. Oh, 13. I can't remember what I said I needed. She is there. She needed a 14. She did it again. Oh my god. And missed. Which means that she could take up to... She takes 4 quills. And of those, 3 of them hit. So... Miga is now at -3. She goes down.
It's just me, isn't it?
It is just you, I'm afraid. Speaking of which, sorry, it is Porcupine? Yeah. Porcupine's turn. It turns on you and leaps.
Oh.
14. I can't remember, what did I
Miss.
say? It hits? Oh no, you
That
need
misses.
it needs a 16, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it missed. So that would make it your turn.
Okay, let's finish this and get our friends alive again.
That's a hit. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage.
I assume so. I can't see it yet in the
That
stream.
brings it to
Yep.
minus 10. You stab it, and it staggers around as you pull out your halberd. Blood spills down its body and falls down dead.
Immediately, I take out my bedroll and I cut some pieces from it and try to stem the wounds on my fallen comrades.
Okay. So, let's have a look here. Healing, bleeding out. Here we go.
That's the most I think I can do. I have a water skin. I can try and pour a little bit of water on their wounds too, maybe.
Okay. She
Like
tries to
solo
heal you.
animals. Which one is she healing?
I'll start with Wally since I know he can use his magic power to bring people back.
Okay. Well, it's not gonna
Awesome.
immediately, like, raise him up, and he's gonna, like, leap up and with all the plucky strength and, like, start healing people or anything. But, you go over him and you start trying to, heal. I actually realized that I should have been rolling a system shock survival for each round to see if you just expired.
Oh,
But I haven't. So, do you know what your system shock survival is, Wally?
no. Where is it?
Okay. Bear with me a minute. I'm just going to go and use the bathroom, and we'll see if you both survive when I return.
Okay.
Oops. Okay.
Use that cure light wound, man.
Gonna
Wow.
pull up the good old player's handbook here and have a look.
It's 95% for system shock.
Oh, you already looked?
Yeah.
Oh.
There she goes. She's got a
Clearly
13.
I'm gonna need it for other people as well, so I'm gonna just pull it up for myself.
She has an 85% chance.
She is an 85?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are a 95?
Yeah.
You've got a 16 constitution?
I do.
Okay. Well, in that case, as she's healing you, let me just have a look at the rolls here. So, just so you know, going forward, we're going to do this every time. So, if a character is knocked to -3 hit points or less, but higher than -10, they shall make a system shock roll, which shall be modified downwards in terms of chance of success by 5% for each hit point lower than 3%. If they fail this roll, they die. Those at 0 or negative hit points will need certain healing spells or magic to simply bring them to 1 hit point. The power of magic needed to do this increases as the hit point deficit increases. Blah, 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 blah. In general, characters heal a number of hit points today equal to rest to their experience level without magic. Yeah. So, anyway.
I'm back, by the way.
Binding wounds. Okay. And welcome back. So as you get your wounds bound, I think the way that we're going to do this is we'll make the system shock roll when you get your wounds bound. So Wally, you are at -8, so that's 5 times. So 5 times 5%, which would be 25%, lower than 95, right? So that would bring you to 70% chance. A 70% chance of survival percentage roll. So this is a really critical roll. I guess I don't need to tell you that. But as long as you get 70% or under, your wounds are bound and you will heal naturally. And you don't.
Ah! Holy lag on that.
No.
Right. So I think your only chance at this point is a reroll, but I don't know if anybody has anything like that. I think Gunnimo has it. If he's listening, he could type in !reroll, but that would be your only chance.
But do we all have a reroll?
The reason that they both had enough points already to get a reroll, I think, is because both of them had subscribed to the channel. So that gives you some bonus. Just watching gives you points as well, right?
Now, if you have the heal skill versus not having the heal skill, what's the difference?
I'd have to look it up.
Because her trying to heal me without having a heal... Do you have the healing skill?
I got nothing. I can't do magic.
If you have the heal skill, you can save a dying character.
I know how to do forestry. I can swim, I can row a boat, and I can use a shield and a halberd. Those are my skills.
Yeah, that's a bonus to your roll. Downloading cats.
Oh, she doesn't have enough favor, I guess.
No, I don't think so.
Who's downloading cats?
Someone that's
My
watching.
wife.
So, yeah, it looks like she just has 170 points.
Well, thanks for trying.
You appreciate the attempt.
Yeah,
He was a good soul.
right. So, Wally becomes the very first casualty of SVR.
Wow. First battle.
All right. Shall we move on?
I'm gonna try to heal Fury as well.
Right. And
Patch her wounds up.
hers is -7. So that would put her at 4, so 5, 10, 15, 20. So you have a 63% chance of surviving Fury.
Okay.
And 35%. Fury survives.
Woohoo!
Okay.
I'm still picking Wally up anyway.
All right.
Thanking all the 7 gods.
What about Miga?
His god will save him in the end. Let's both of us. Well, no, she's not awake yet, so I'll get to Miga now. No, she's
Okay.
trying to keep her alive. Just trying to keep
Miga
everyone
is
alive.
now at -5, so that's -10 for her roll, and she's gonna roll. So let's see what she gets. 69%, so she's okay.
So both of them are unconscious, right?
Yeah, they're all not moving. As far as you can tell, you've done all that you can for these characters.
I try to give everyone just a little bit of water. I'm not sure if I noticed whether or not Wally's dead.
Well, the two kind of sputter a bit when you try pouring water into their unconscious mouths. Wally's water just kind of pools in his mouth.
I'm gonna turn him over, just get the water back out.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna holster my weapons and my weapon and my shield.
Uh-huh.
Put them on my back, and I'm gonna carry all 3 of these people. How much do the 3 of them weigh together?
Well, you can pile them up on your shield and use it like a sled type of thing, kind of drag it behind you.
Sure.
Why not?
I can
right?
carry a 2,000 carry limit. I think they mean pounds, since this is an American book from like the 80s. So
Yes.
let's just say that they probably weigh together probably less than 2,000 pounds.
I would definitely say that you're probably safe.
All right, and so there's that politician. He's still fine. That other noble who's in the tree, is he okay? Did he die from the hit?
He was unconscious, but he has since bled to death. He is definitely dead. You can see that he's already like pale. Does
Sorry,
he go on the
Jericho.
shield too?
Sure. Let's make a big pile. Bring out your dead.
Well, you do know of a graveyard.
I'm not so sure I trust that graveyard.
All right.
Well, that noble's been, that other politician was haranguing us about getting back to town, so
Okay.
I guess let's
As you start,
head back
as
the way.
you get outside the clearing, you can see the one guy that was talking to you before, and he was telling you to don't be fools and all that stuff. Yeah, he comes walking. He was like, I told you this would happen. Look what you've done. Now everyone's almost
You're
dead.
still alive.
So of course I am, because I'm smart.
Are you so smart you know where we are?
It's like, looks around. He's like, of course not. That's not my job.
Alright then. Well, I'll try and do my best to head back the way we came, following the tree bark strips back to the horse,
Yeah.
and then following that straight path we took in back.
Okay. So you slowly drag this shield back, kind of your arms behind you, and just kind of trudging forward as you're going. And you drag the bodies through the trees all the way back until, you know, it's evening by the time you get out of the forest, but you do make it out. And dragging them back across the field towards the town. And what you came out of this realizing is 2 things. One in-game, one out of game. The thing that you realized in-game is that the woods are very dangerous. But who knows how far it goes, right? And out of game, you realize this. One, you're going to have a part of the map uncovered. So the map that's available on Discord that you have in the panels there, that's all like filled in with purple, you're going to see some of it uncovered after I get a chance to modify it, showing where you traveled. But it's a very large map and lots more to explore, that's for sure.
Sweet.
Still doesn't want to see it.
The other thing you
We'll be able to see it
realized
later.
is that I am not in this campaign going to base mobs off of your levels. So you're not going to start with any little goblins and stuff. I mean, you might come across goblins and things like that in this game. But it's the areas that I've set up in the forest. In the world, basically, in this world, happen in ranges. So you could come across a number of different creatures in different ranges based on where you're traveling. Of course, you don't know where. As soon as you see this, you'll know that it's fairly dangerous in this direction, right? But you've only started traveling this way.
We should go a different direction next time.
Up to you.
I say to my entirely unconscious party members.
All right, and you drag the bodies back into town. So you take care of them. You realize that Wally is dead. Soon enough.
I'm gonna bring everyone into the church, which was our safe space.
Yeah.
Maybe Archibald will show up sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna try to lay Wally out somewhere respectful within the church. Maybe we can find a way to bring him back from the dead. I'm sure maybe his god will look kindly upon him. And I'll try to tend to the other two who are knocked unconscious for the rest of the night.
Okay. So you tend to the other two, and let's have a look at the healing rules here. Okay, so in a day or two, both of them come around, and you're all setting up a camp in the church there still, right?
Yep.
Okay. So after you've been there for a day, the politician says, "This place is abandoned. I'm taking one of the houses." He's like, "Come with me," and takes the woman with him. Do you try and stop them, or do you just let them
It would be better
go?
if you stayed here. It's safer here than it is in any of the houses.
It's like,
Fury,
clearly
didn't
you're
you
not
say
able to
something
defend
earlier?
us against anything. We'll be over there, and he points over at a house.
You know there is a dragon here, right?
Oh, sure there is a dragon. Yes. And you lived to tell the tale, right? I assume you killed the dragon too?
Yeah, and I ate it for breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Just like I thought, he said. Like, come on. Like, so they take off into one of the houses. And after some time, you actually see that he managed to get his fire started when you see the smoke coming out of the chimney.
Maybe the elf will come after him.
Alright, well, I think this is probably a good enough place to leave it. We're sitting at about 2.5 hours for the stream. But we
Okay.
can slowly wrap up here, and I'll answer questions about what happens from here. So, Wally is our first casualty at SVR. Thank you for taking it so graciously. And what happens now is that characters who die on SVR are dead. I mean, there's no coming back, there's no rerolls, there's no second chances from that. However, we take 1/2 of your XP that you've gained up to this point, and we apply it to the new character that you'll roll. Characters are typically rolled on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. We have a character rolling day, and also I'm free to answer questions on that day as well. If anyone has any questions on what SVR is, on what the Divine Chorus is, on what you get for subscribing, what First Edition is all about. I mean, this is what we're here doing. We're playing First Edition in all of its brutal, nostalgic glory, and you saw just how brutal that is tonight. So, Wally, you going to be there on Tuesday making a new character?
Won't be there that early. I can come by later, but I
Okay.
definitely need to make a new character.
No problem. So, either you can come and hang out with us on Tuesday, or we'll get together sometime. In the meantime, just contact me, message me, and we'll set up a time to make you a new character. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Fury. Thank you, Hildegard. Thank you, Wally. Rest in peace.
Thank
Rip.
you. Good night, sweet prince. We knew thee a little bit.
All
Very
right,
true.
and thank you all for coming and watching SVR. This was episode number 2, Into the Woods, and we'll see you here next Sunday at noon for episode 3, and I guess we'll see what that's all about. All right, thanks.
Bye.